Hello and welcome to my new series, where I review your gameplay and give you any advice I can to improve your runs. Today, I'll be reviewing a solo floor 7 run submitted by a player named EngineerAndrew. If you would like to submit your own runs, just join my Discord and DM me a recording. The link will be in the description. Now let's get into it. Right at the start here, they're a little eager to get into the first room. It's not a huge deal, but they lost a bit of time trying to navigate to the mini. Though, opening this wither door is the first big mistake of the run. They lose quite a bit of time having to come all the way back to the start of the run when you could have completed it right away. More likely than not, blood will be ready long before you, so there's no need to open it right away. You'd save quite a bit of time going over here, to the undiscovered 1x1, doing whatever room it is, and after that you should head over here, to the other undiscovered area, clear it and do all of the secrets. Then come back and do the secrets in Dino Dig site, and then go through the wither door. This prevents you from having to backtrack to this room later in the run and saves tons of time. You're clear here in the L room chamber, it's fine. You get a little bit unlucky with the key at the end, but good pathing, really no major notes here. The same thing with Duncan, though rather than waiting for the key here with the Skeletors, you probably could have gotten the secret and then went back for the key and lost almost no time. Again, you're clear here in Deathmite and Raccoon are completely fine, nothing really to change or optimize. If you really wanted to, you could have done the secrets in Raccoon and Deathmite, but it's not really even a time save, other than already knowing where you are in each room. You messed up your pathing in the Deathmite exit a little bit, which was probably just a basic mistake. In purple flags here, it seems like you go mid to kill that zombie knight you saw, but 95% of the time when that mob is there, you can just type a little bit closer to the wall and it'll die, and you won't ever have to deal with falling in the gap again. Other than that, your clear in purple flags is completely fine, and the same goes for Mossy. You clear the room just fine. No real optimizations or things you can change to make it better. However, when you start to do secrets, it seems like you get a little confused about where the super boom wall is. There's a couple ways that you can use to try to remember where that is. The one a lot of people use is just zooming in on the corners before you go over there to check if the wall's cracked. Otherwise, you can look at these cobble pillars here. The side you want to go to has a mossy one at the back right. The side you don't want to go to has just a normal one in the back right. I assume you were just going for the second crypt here, but the lever is always in the crypt opposite the superboom wall. When teleporting up, if you ether warp to the closer side, you'll be in line with the chest and you can just run off for the third secret instead of trying to locate it. Other than that, your route in this room is completely fine. You get all the secrets in the right order and don't have any issues locating the bat. The side you enter on has no raised ground, as you can see in this frame here. You'll lose a decent amount of time trying to find the chest, when you could have already known exactly where it was. Though I use a different route, if you use this version of the route, you're losing pretty much no time at all over what I do, and you won't have to change any muscle memory at all. Since you entered on the bad side of Duncan, you would have actually saved some time by just doing the route. Destructor Donut recently showed me a really nice ether warp that you can do that gets you to the secret pretty much instantly, and it's super helpful. Same thing here in Prison Cell. You're on the good side, so you might as well do the stonk on your way through. Your clearing in Duncan, Prison Cell, and Overgrown is all fine, nothing really notable. And your route here in Locked Away is fine, you just seem to struggle a bit, which happens all the time. Here in Overgrown, it would have been a bit better if you went to the super boom first, since you looked directly at it. Then you should have teleported to the lever, grabbed it, teleported to the iron bars, stonked the chest to the bars, and then teleported up and got the Wither Essence. excluding the whole issue of when to do secrets in these rooms, your pathing and routes are fine. Pathing through Chamber and Clear and Painting and Wizard are also completely fine. However, your route in Wizard is a little bit dicey. It seems like you explicitly wanted to get crypts, and a slightly better route would have been to either warp up here instead of at the quartz, grab these 4 crypts, and then stonk through this cobble wall into the quartz secret. Instead of doing this route, another option would be to stonk the 4th secret, then go down for the bat and up for the item pickup. Since you came in on this side of painting, it would have been better if you ether warped up to the Wither Essence and then went for the item pickup. The route's just a bit faster. Now, this is where what I said earlier comes back into play. If you'd done these rooms at the start of the run, you wouldn't have to backtrack through these rooms so many times. Other than that, your clear of those rooms was completely fine, and no real comment there. Your route in Small Stairs is a bit off. I'd recommend using this route instead. It saves having to navigate to the Super Boom Wall and makes you end in a better spot. Your Atlas route is mostly okay. I would flip the 1st and 2nd secrets though, because if that chest is locked, you have to backtrack back to Secret 1 to get that lever. Everything else in this room is fine, just small movement issues you'll eventually fix with practice. The trap route you use is also completely fine. I use a slightly different one that's a little faster but also a lot harder, so nothing you need to change here at all. The route in Dano Dig Site is also completely fine based off of where you come in from. I'd agree with everything you did. In Chamber, you overcomplicate things quite a bit by going to the far side of the room to do a less efficient route. The side you start on is the good side, and doing the standard route would save a substantial amount of time, especially if the chest is unlocked, and because you end on the side you need to exit from anyways. This Deathknight route is okay, since it forces you to end in a really good spot for you to exit. Only really big thing I would change is flipping the 5th and 6th secrets. Your Raccoon route is also fine. The stonk and the hopper that I do is a little hard. Only real comment is I would flick that lever first and then get the chests. I know you DM'd me a second clip of you doing Maxor and Stormfast, so we'll mostly just skip over these, because there's nothing wrong on those clips and there's really not that much wrong in these. But if you want to make the Maxor phase a bit faster, you can get really good at bonzoing like this. It helps prevent Maxor from chucking you into a wall every second. Andrew's terms are pretty fast, but I genuinely recommend playing Osu to practice terms. Even if you're the fastest person in terms, it can still help you to get faster. I may be really bad at Osu, but I literally only play jump maps, and I swear it helps me flick faster in terms. Overall, some big things I noticed, Andrew, is that you should try to improve your room recognition and solo map clear routes. There are multiple times where you walk into a room by spamming teleport, then figure out where you are and start the route from suboptimal spots. Most of what I just said is just optimizations to speed up runs by small amounts. For terms, my only comment is that you don't seem to try the timer skip at all. Just immediately clicking the next stop button after the first one will sometimes let you skip it. I'll let the rest of the footage of P3 play, but there's really not a ton to talk about. With P4, it's about the same as P3. There's really nothing you can change to increase the speed of your runs, other than making sure you fall down to P4 as fast as possible. If you take the advice I've given you in this video, you'll genuinely save a ton of time in your solo runs. If you guys want to submit your own runs, join my Discord and DM me anything. I prefer solo or normal floor 7 runs, but I'll review anything. I just won't have as much to talk about in the reviews of Master Mode. If you like this series and want me to keep making more content like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time.